Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video I will talk about the IWI Masada pistol. Because of my bad experience with the YouTube censorship, I cannot show the details of that gun one-to-one. I may later make a video about that for my BitChute channel. I just want to give some more technical details about that pistol because online there isn't much about it at all. So the slide assembly, we have a nice Hornet slide that is made out of carbon steel and has a black nitride on it. My one has a bit of an unusual looking finish for that. It's more on the shiny side. Hopefully the camera gonna see that. Optics ready with front slide serrations. The cold hammer forged barrel has polygon rifling and a smooth wide feed ramp. The slide spring is a single flat spring on a polymer guide rod like a Gen 3 Glock, but is not as parallel on the barrel in position but angled downwards on the muzzle quite a bit. That is a different feature there. There are 3 internal lightning cuts. The striker is not half under spring tension version like the Glock, but a fully under spring tension version as the pistol is ready to fire. The striker has one more spring for the rebound of the striker in it than the Glock version, and the striker itself is bigger. The spring cups are polymer and fluted like the maritime Glock version, but again bigger. The striker safety is unusual as it is not non-visual internally in the slide blocking the striker like a Glock system, but on the side of the striker is part of the striker safety holding part of the striker in place. So as you take the slide off, you see inside where those two connects. It's in the open. The dual spring loaded part is secured by a silver color small pin that can be shaken out after removal of the slide cover plate. The slide cover plate is, like many of those parts used in this pistol, MIM part, so metal injection molding part. They used quite many parts out of that material in that budget priced gun. The extractor is a traditional design with the spring loaded extractor held in place by a roll pin. That's another feature that they used a lot in that design, the use of roll pins. To remove that pin, the polymer optics ready plate cover has to be removed with a Torx screwdriver, and then that roll pin can be punched out. The extractor has a small red marking as usually on the side as a loaded chamber indicator, but it barely sticks out, so it's not that easy to see or to use. The sights are based on the SIG 220-320 series, but online some who did replace the sights did say many of those fit loose. Originally we have a white 3-dot metal front and the rear sight again made in MIM. According to IWI, the sights are made to hit a target of 25 yards while align the white dots, and the front side dot is the point of impact. So the sight picture is rather unusual for a typical pistol. The frame assembly. The polymer frame has a removable backstrap. It holds in place with a roll pin, and total 3 different backstraps, small, medium, large, are in the box as we see it here in front of the camera. The medium one is usually mounted on the gun. I did change that to the smaller one. The gripping texture is too light and slippery, but the grip is nice rounded off and the magazine well is big and easy to use. The MIM metal magazine button is nestled in the frame on both sides and can be used by left and right hand shooters. It locks in front of the magazine instead of the side, and such designs need a stronger push to release the magazine. The mag lock assembly is held in place by another roll pin. The trigger guard is large for easy use with suitable gloves and squared off in front to allow lights and lasers to be easy mounted on the 4-slot standard rail. So far in USA are only black frame available. In Canada you can get different other colors, green, brown and a grey. What really sets this gun apart from many is the fire control unit. It's removable from the frame assembly and it is the serialized part. The serial number is visual on the beaver tail end of the frame under the slide sides. The MIM metal trigger is wide and has a usual Glock safety dingus in it. The slide stop is on both sides and easy to use, and it is a bigger, bolder design. With the mag button and the slide stop on both sides, this pistol can be used by left-hand shooters alike. The disassembly lever is only on the left side, and after take the slide assembly off, it can be taken completely off to allow the removal of the fire control unit. Many parts, as I said, are MIM or cast, and a lot of roll pins are used. The barrel locking is designed like a usual slide stop pin and not like a bigger version, say on a Glock design. It's a traditional Browning linkless design. The trigger to sear bar goes along the right side and is also the disconnector. It has quite a few parts in that design, but of course more than a traditional Glock design. Now to the magazine. As we see by the in front of the camera, there comes 2 magazines with this pistol. The magazines are proprietary and are made by Mechgar and hold 17 rounds. And there is a version for 10 rounds. No other pistol use the same magazines. There are so far no aftermarket magazines or longer factory mags. The design of these mags is different, as the grey follower is unusual wide in front, where it reaches the slide hold open lever after the last round be fired. The locking of the mag is in the frame is in front of the mag a square slot. On the side are each 2 ribs in the metal to prevent binding of the ammo in the mag. On the back side, the ammo witness holes for 17 or 10 rounds can be found. The 10 round magazine has a dimple pressed on each side to prevent loading more than 10 rounds. I don't have such a mag here, so I can't say if the spring or else is altered for 10 rounds too. If you have such a mag, please email me pictures of it disassembled. The magazine plate is polymer as its locking plate and solid durable made. The spring is stronger than usual and the magazine is a bit longer than it would be needed for holding 17 rounds, quite likely for better reliability. The feed lips are long and in front of the mag is a tab that also protects the feeding a bit better. It's a unusual design there. Then to the manual that comes with the gun. Unfortunately, the manual is substandard. There is no exploded view or parts list, and also no explaining on how to take the fire control unit out of the polymer frame. The problems that I had with this gun. The biggest problem with this pistol are its sights from the factory. By most all user it shoots low. Here we had the same. The front sight is about 2 mm too tall, and after removing that, it was finally possible to aim and hit and see the target and where the bullet hit. The white dot on the front side is then not usable anymore, and either a new one can be put in, or it's all blacked out, or you can put on a bright orange. That's what I did. The pistol should come from the factory sighted in the way how most people will use it, especially for the US market. Second problem is the lack of gripping texture on the polymer frame. It can be stippled, or grip tape can be used. That's what I did. I did not want to stipple it because there currently on USA are no replacement polymer frames available in any color or black. Minor problems are the polymer slide spring guide, the rather shiny reflective slide finish, and that there are no magazines over 17 rounds except one aftermarket mag extension for a few more rounds. No threaded barrel, no Glock 19 size compact version, and there are of course not as many different holsters on the market like for the Glock system. How well the polymer optic side plates will last, the future will tell. The open gap between the slide by the ejection port and the linkless locking part of the Browning design barrel allow dirt to get in relatively easy, and for weaker hands the magazine button is harder to press than a usual design. So is it worth it? Only you can answer that. It's the best pistol that currently comes from Israel, from a trustworthy manufacturer, for in USA low price. I had no malfunctions of any way or sort so far. After change the grip texture and sight picture, it works for me, but it will never replace the Glock, SIG and Beretta designs. The future will show how well this IWI Masada will work out on the international arms market. So that should give a bit more technical details on this interesting pistol design. So far the Israel military or any other military service worldwide, as best as I see, did not adopt it. It's out a couple years now, but it's still rather fresh on the market. So yeah, it's difficult to say. If you look for a gun that you can take out of the box and it will hit, you aim it and it will hit where you aim it at, this 99% is not the pistol for you. If you want to try it out and test it and alter it and all that, then it's something for you or for your collection. By the way, IWI has some spare parts listed on their website in USA, and the front side is one of the parts that they sometimes have in stock, so in case you have a problem, you can always get a replacement there, or at least currently. So that much about the Masada 9mm pistol.